دو تا دوربین داریم اینجا. این دوربین هست لنز
بله.
کلوزآپ. میدونی که کلوزآپ چیه؟
بله.
یک دوربین هم هست، اون دوربینی که سمت
نه
چپ.
نمیدونم نامش دقیقاً
نه دوربین لنز بسته است.
بله.
اون که دوربین هست با لنز باز.
بله.
اون دوربین مربوط به دادگاهه.
بله.
این دوربین مربوط به ماست.
بله.
به کار دادگاه دخالت نداره.
بله.
Close Up, a film by Abbas Kiarostami. The question is, how does this film represent neorealism? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that, what is neorealism? Neorealism was a new wave of showing transnational aspects and a new style of cinema starting in Italy after World War II. Influenced by that, a lot of countries started to begin and continue this wave in their own way, and one of those countries was Iran. And of course, one of their best directors of all time, Abbas Kiarostami, started to use this neorealism in his movies. What is important is that how this movie represents and demonstrates neorealism, and that's by focusing on one of the most important characteristics of neorealism, realism.
برداشت یک پلان یک دادگستری 18/8/68.
This movie is based on a true story and ongoing on trial in 1989 in Iran. A man named Sabzian, coming from the lower class of society, fakes himself as the famous director Makhmal Baf to a wealthy family named Ahan Khan. Him being known as the famous actor allowed him to get into Ahan Khan's house with the purpose of starting a new project for his new film using Ahan Khan's house. However, after a few days, he was spotted, recognized, and accused by the family, which started the trial against him. This is the first lens of realism being used in this movie, making a movie about a real trial based on the true story of a young man. What makes this movie more interesting is the selection of actors by Kiarostami, the director, for this movie. He used the actual and real characters of the trial to once again react their parts and acts, but this time in front of the camera. The mother of Ahan Khan's family, the father, Sabzian's close friend, Mehdad, the oldest son of the family, and of course, Sabzian himself. One other realism theme is the style and evaluation of filming used in this movie. In this scene, Kiarostami used a close-up camera in the courtroom during the trial to focus on Sabzian and his explanations. After bringing Sabzian to the courtroom, the staff explained the process and purpose of the close-up lens. The staff told Sabzian to explain the things that are more complex and people might find it hard to understand or accept facing this close-up camera. This is where we see the realism lens being shown by the close-up lens. In this scene, Sabzian is asked by the judge to explain his purpose of faking himself as Makhmal Baf to the Ahan Khan's family. As he said, he had no interest in stealing or using Ahan Khan's family or their house. As a man who loved art and cinema, he just wanted to live and act as a Makhmal Baf, his favorite actor, the chance that he never got because he was a man from lower class of the society, desperate for his pocket money. Nobody would listen to him as a Sabzian, but as the fake unknown Makhmal Baf, he was respected and welcomed by the upper class society, Ahan Khan's family. Kiarostami did an outstanding job illustrating the realism theme by allowing Sabzian to talk and explain himself, which brought out Iran's social, class, and economic differences in society.
نمیشه تکرارش کرد که من میبینم پشت تاکسی داره موتورشو میسکینه.
آها دیدمش. دیدی؟ بله.
آقا صدا قطع شد.
چه؟
صدا قطع شد.
یعنی چی؟ یعنی چه رد شد؟
The film ends in a tragic way, representing the theme of realism one more time. Kiarostami chose to include Makhmalbaf in the movie as he was the main character of the story being faked by Sabzion. Makhmalbaf showed up to pick up Sabzion after him being released out of prison. During the shooting, the staff noticed that Makhmalbaf's microphone got disconnected and they lost the sound. However, Kiarostami decided to continue the shooting and not to edit, cut, or reshoot the scene along the microphone going on and off. By making the ending scene looking more real and conveyable to the audience, the truthfulness of the realism was seen in the movie once again.
قبلا تو فیلم کدوم فیلم؟ عروسی خوبان. حالا مخمل بافی بهتر یا حسین سبزیانی؟ مرد حسابی من خودم از بذار برم موضوع بیارم. بگیرین دست.
At the end, we get to our first point. How does this film represent neorealism? Well, I think you have the answer to that. By bringing up a real story in front of a close-up camera and focusing on social issues, and the most important, highlighting and representing realism, a true characteristic of neorealism.